Hello viewers, I'm Chriselle Fernandes and today we are going to talk about Krav Maga. This will be a series of 4 episodes. This is episode 1. A lot of us do not know what Krav Maga is, but today we have Krav Maga self-defense instructor Oscar Viana. Oscar is a mechanical engineer and IT professional by profession and is a certified Krav Maga self-defense instructor with Krav Maga Global, Israel. He has trained in Krav Maga in India, Singapore, Poland and Israel and is the head instructor of KMG in Goa. Oscar has taught Krav Maga to a wide range of people from teens, adults, men and women to celebrities, corporates and government units. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so firstly, what is Krav Maga?
So, Krav Maga, the literal translation of this in Hebrew means contact, combat. So, Krav Maga is basically today, it is an integrated system of self-defense, combat and fighting, as well as third-party protection.
I see. And what does Krav Maga mean? Those two words?
So, yeah, so basically it means contact, combat. Basically it means close combat in Hebrew.
And what's the difference between Krav Maga and other martial arts?
So, Krav Maga is not a sport. Every other martial art has basically evolved into a sport with a set of rules. So, in Krav Maga, we have no rules in the system. The only rules that exist are the rules of law that we have to abide by. So, it gives basically somebody who's been attacked the advantage of trying to fight somebody without any rules, going striking the vulnerable parts of the body and escaping.
So Krav Maga is legal?
Yes, it is legal because, as I said, we work within the law and we teach our students basically to be able to do the minimum amount of techniques required and minimum amount of damage and the shortest amount of time to solve the problem.
Yeah. Could you tell us whether it has spread in other countries?
Of course. For the last 20 years, Krav Maga has gone to the US, to Europe, and including India and most parts of the world. KMG, our organization, has basically we have centers in over 60 countries now in the world.
I see. Has it also spread in Goa?
Yes, of course. Of course, we have our locations, which we have our classes. As well as besides this, we also have we do workshops for schools, for companies and institutes. Yeah.
How long is the class duration?
Each class is basically about an hour. Sometimes goes over an hour, but about an hour.
Okay. I'd like to know more about the principles of Krav Maga.
So, Krav Maga is like this. Our objective is to win. Now, in real life situation, for example, life and death situation, there's win or lose. Our objective is to win. When I say win, I mean I don't want to get hurt. I want to make sure I preserve myself, self-preservation. Now, it could be winning in a situation when there is an attacker. It could be a violent encounter. Now, if I could, when I say winning, I'm not always talking about fighting. I could also avoid the entire situation and go back home and be safe and be alive. I won.
Yeah.
Or sometimes somebody has an argument with me which can become more dangerous, which can become physical, but I'm able to de-escalate the entire situation and I move away and I leave the situation. Again, that's also a win. Lastly is if a situation turns violent and I'm forced to fight back, I will fight in the least amount of time as give as much of damage I require to give pertaining to the situation and leave. That's a win.
Self-defense.
Yes, of course.
You said there are classes. So are there any age groups or age restrictions? What about the body type, like people who are obese?
See, it doesn't matter. Basically, Krav Maga is meant for everybody. Whether it is young kids or teens, women, adults, those who are overweight, it doesn't really matter. We teach you techniques, we give you the tools to be able to look after yourself. If you can't do a certain technique, we'll give you another solution. but we'll give you something to do something, because in the end of the day, if your life is at stake, if your life is at risk, you have to survive. You want to live. You want to go back home to your family. So you want to do something. So Krav Maga basically is for everybody. It doesn't matter your age group or your physical fitness. It doesn't matter.
Are there any levels, or you just learn?
No, so basically we have, since it's a comprehensive integrated system, we have a syllabus. They are basically around 15 achievable levels. We are going from practitioner to graduate to expert level, and as you go higher, you're taught more and more techniques. Not only that, is our syllabus is structured in a way that the foundation is very important. We build on your foundation. In our classes, are basically we are focusing on 4 pillars. We're talking about the techniques, tactics, physical abilities, and mental. So we teach you not only the techniques, we show you how to use it. We show you we try to improve your physical abilities. We are working on exercises, on cardio, and mental stress, and how to basically execute all these techniques under stress.
You are a part of KMG. Could you tell our viewers what that is?
So KMG is Krav Maga Global. Our head instructor is Master ER. So he was one of, before explaining this, let me just go back a little bit and explain to you. First of all, Krav Maga was founded by a guy called Emi. So Emi was a gymnastic guy. He had done boxing, wrestling, and he was in Europe during the time of the rise of fascism. So during that time, a lot of the minorities were being attacked. So he was already a boxer. He was a wrestler. So he was trying to look after his own community. So he, along with other boxers, decided to try to fight back. And he realized during this time, he realized that there was a big difference between sports and real life. So as time passed, World War II has started in the 1940s, and then after this, Israel was formed post World War. So he moved to Israel at that time, and then he became the chief physical fitness instructor as well as the hand-to-hand combat instructor, and he was teaching the IDF. So the IDF basically is the Israeli Defense Forces. So from here, Krav Maga began to evolve and became a fighting system for the military. So after he left the army, he started to create techniques for civilian life. During this time, our master, who's Master ER, he became his student during that time, and then from then he took over from to become the head instructor and the highest level in Krav Maga in the world. So he's basically M3. So he's right now our president, and he's the one who has basically created the entire syllabus, the entire structure for Krav Maga, which the whole world follows. So KMG right now is focused on basically spreading Krav Maga to all over, to the world in all sectors. So we are teaching the military, we are teaching law enforcement, VIP protection, civilians, everybody.
And you mentioned something about self-defense, right? So if I didn't want to fight, how would you prevent it? How would you prevent the fight?
So see, in every situation, there is something that we call a timeline. No attacker will just appear in front of you, okay? Unless of course you're very busy in your phone and just show up. So if you see somebody approaching you and you feel that they have some kind of a malicious intent, the best thing that you could do is run away, find the exit and leave. Or say they approach you and then you don't want to. Obviously, the first rule in Krav Maga is we don't want to fight. We want to avoid conflicts, avoid fighting. So they approach you and there's no way out. The first thing we will try to do is try and de-escalate the entire situation. Try and talk the person down. Try and tell them, okay, fine, you're right, I'm wrong, I'll leave, and that's it. So we focus a lot on this, on basically trying to de-escalate, avoid, prevent, and if there's no way out, then we have to do whatever we have to do to survive.
Also, I'm curious to know, these classes that you all has there ever been an accident like when you fight back?
In the classes?
Yeah, in the classes.
So we have basically, when we teach our classes, it's done in a very safe environment. Okay, we have a lot of safety in training. Okay, we're making sure that everybody's wearing the proper equipment. We have the proper the bags, the safety gear. So we don't get into sparring from day one. We teach people slowly. We teach people how to control themselves. Okay, so it's very rarely that there will be an accident in the class, but it's not bad.
Okay. And what are most of the situations that you get?
Most of the situations
Yeah.
in the class.
In class.
So no, in class it might be by mistake somebody must have just gone and maybe extend their hand a bit too much or their leg too much and made contact. But that's okay. It's not. But anyway, we are wearing protective gear, so it's quite a safe learning experience.
Yeah, and I'm also curious to know about is anyone allowed to enroll for the classes like cops and all?
Of course, it's open for everybody. But since you mentioned cops, so as I told you, there are four basically types of Krav Maga. We teach civilians. Okay, here when you talk about civilians, we're talking about purely self-defense. You're looking after yourself. Then you're talking about then the next one is basically VIP protection or third-party protection, where you're looking after somebody else. But in this case, sometimes you might have to put your life in danger to look after somebody else. Depends on who the person is and depends what your role is. And the other one is for law enforcement. Law enforcement, again, its requirements are different. We're talking about basically trying to catch somebody, handcuff them, take them away, and then we have military. So the whole purpose is different from all these four sectors. So somebody coming from law enforcement, yes, we teach self-defense, but then something might be required a bit more specific for his line of work.
How about you show us some of the demonstrations of real life situations, how you prevent it, and if you have to fight back, you fight back?
Sure, no problem. We're going to work on a few scenarios wherein Krav Maga can be used. So the first scenario which we're going to play out is basically someone is trying to come and argue with you or fight with you, but I want to basically try to de-escalate the entire situation. I don't want to fight and I want to go home safely. Okay.
I think you're too smart.
No, I'm going away. I'm
not scared of you.
Yeah, okay, I'm going away. So scenario number 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and de-escalate the game, but for some reason he doesn't want to back off. He wants to hit me. So from there I need to look after myself, defend myself, and fight back.
You think you're too tough?
No. So that's basically me dealing with the problem, going away as fast as possible. So another scenario which we're going to play out right now is usually a common problem. Someone's trying to basically abduct me. They sneak up behind me and trying to basically abduct me, put me in the car, take me away. So I'm here. So the next scenario which we'll play out is basically someone's pushing me and maybe try to attack me when I'm on the ground. So I'm here. So that's me dealing with the problem, getting up and exiting. So next issue I'm going to work out is basically somebody's coming and threatening me with a knife. Say they want to rob me for some reason. Maybe I have a phone in my hand, I'm blocking the phone and they want my phone. Okay, let's go.
Give me your phone.
Take. The best solution if somebody has a knife, give them what they want. Give them your phone, give them your wallet, give them your keys. That's the safest thing to do. For some reason, if you feel that there's no way out, that they are going to use the weapon against you and fight with you, then that's the only reason when you would actually need to fight back. So now we'll work out a scenario when somebody actually is not threatening you anymore, but they come to attack you. So now you have to solve the problem. Okay? So the next scenario which we're working out is basically somebody's coming to you and attacking you with a stick. Okay? So for stick defense, it's completely different. In Krav Maga, we're dealing with all types of attacks, common objects. Somebody may come at you with a stone, with a knife, with a stick, with a chair. We have solutions that will help you to deal with these kind of situations. Let's go. So in Krav Maga, we are also dealing with usage of common objects as either a weapon or as a tool to defend yourself, as a shield. So in this case, I have a bag with me, and I'm going to assume that I'm basically walking down a street and somebody comes to attack me, say with a stick, and I will use this bag as a shield to defend myself.
Would you like to say something special to our viewers?
Yeah, so basically it's the world is not getting any safer, and it's very difficult to go and change the whole world, so it's better to start working on changing yourself. The best thing you can do is empower yourself by learning Krav Maga. You'll become fitter, more confident, and look after yourself, look after your family. and stay safe.
So this was Oscar Viana. This is the first but not the last episode of Krav Maga. There will be many more episodes. Till then, stay safe and stay tuned.
Thank you.